Hey, what's up? It's Peter of Restricted Arts, and today I'm doing a tutorial on how to use the Ivy Grower plugin in Cinema 4D R14 or any other version. So yeah, I have just a quick reference right here to show you what this plugin does. You can see this ivy right here on this text. That plugin is going to allow you to make that ivy very easily in just a few minutes, and textures it for you and everything. Yeah, so let's get started. To start out, you just want to bring in text. Today I'm just going to show you how to use it. I'm not going to show you how to create a scene with it or use materials or anything. I'm just going to change your font. It's going to take a second for mine to load because I have quite a few fonts, but yes, pretty much you want to choose a fairly, well, the font's up to you, but I like to choose a fairly blocky font because I think the ivy looks best on that. If you have a kind of skinny font, then it can look alright, but the ivy won't always grow around it as well, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so Reboard's a good font. I like that. I'm just going to spread out the letters a bit. Oh, not height, horizontal spacing. And I'm just going to increase the depth a bit. And then I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I like to change the type to quadrangles. Quad angles. I'm not quite sure how to say it. And before we do that, go to Display, Quick Line Shading, which is lets you see your segments. So you can see changing that just gives you more segments. And then I also like to change the subdivision, which gives you more segments along the Z plane. Yeah, so that's, and I think what that does help is gives the ivy more places to kind of branch off of and grow from. And also, once you eventually put deformers, put textures on your font, I think it helps. But I'm not going to go over that in this video. So pretty much, once you've installed Ivy Grower, which the download link is in the in the description, it's a free plugin. Just go up to Plugin, click Ivy Grower. Make sure this is your tool over here, this Ivy symbol. Go to MoText. Click on the Ivy Grower plugin. Just make sure you have the text selected that you want to grow the ivy from. And I usually like to click on a spot that's not going to be seen, because where the ivy starts growing, it usually bunches up a lot, and I don't think it looks great. So I'll choose maybe back here behind this E, and we'll just go back. Make sure you're on the Grow tab, and click Grow Ivy. You can see the strand starting to branch off, and if you want to like rotate around and see from a different angle, it pauses the growth while you do that. We just let it keep growing until we're happy with how much it's grown. You can see it starts to branch off onto the other letters, but it's starting to get a little too bunched up there, so we'll just hit stop growing. And so if you wanted to grow some more, you just click again. You set your reference point by double clicking. Oh, that's my mistake. I it got rid of that because I did not give birth to the ivy, which I'll explain real quick here. So I'll just grow a new patch of ivy on the X, and this is growing nicely along the curvature of the X. We'll just hit stop growing and go over to give birth. And I usually like to keep my branch size and leaf size fairly low and my leaf density fairly high. And just click give birth. And you can see there's your ivy. You can't probably see it right now, but it's already textured. You have the textures down here. These are the two different leaf textures and the branch. And you can change those textures down here. Yeah, you see these textures combine to form the one, and so it gives it a variation because it has the young leaf and the adult leaf. And so yeah, but say you wanted bigger leaves, you can just increase your leaf size right here, and you don't have to regrow or anything. Just hit give birth again and it makes them bigger. So you wanted your branch size bigger too, which is harder to see with the quick line shading checked on. We'll just go to Gord shading then. And yeah, and see, say you think that's a little too many leaves, bring your leaf density down and give birth, and that doesn't look too bad. And so this is where you'd start putting your textures on your text, and you'd render it out. But yeah, that's the Ivy Grower plugin. And sometimes it is a little finicky when you're setting your anchor points. When you have to do that, just play around with it. If your Cinema 4D is as buggy as mine, just maybe what I do sometimes is bring in like a different plugin like Reaper X, and then just go back to Ivy Grower. Then make sure you have the text selected when you're setting your point, because you see right now I don't, and I can't set my point. but if I have the Motec selected, I can set my point, and then just click back up here to start growing, and then you can grow more ivy. And sometimes it won't show. It kind of, the lines don't, the blue lines that show the splines where the ivy's going to be don't show right away, but that's just because your Cinema 4D is a little slow, which mine is. And you can give birth to more. Yeah, so that's the tutorial. Hope you liked it, and let me know what you think. Thanks, and talk to you guys later.